When they passed the treasure vault, the door to the owner's room came into view. Oh, fuck me, no. Its gorgeous Chinese-like build made it clear that this was the room of the owner of this castle. Owner, the wandering cats have arrived. And then finally, Zell and the others faced Wang. The owner's room itself had a high-class feel, but it was surprisingly simple and practical. People who knew him might be surprised with such an audacious lover of luxury and flair when saw such a simple room in his castle tower. However, those who knew him better could understand. When he was joking around and feeling himself with flair. He was a completely different person when he was about being a merchant, who coolly read the market and amassed great wealth through many business dealings. The sudden way he switched between on and off was the source of Wang's fearsomeness and mysteriousness. Honored brother, allow me to introduce you. This is the songstress of the Wandering Cats, Miss Cat Rose. Mr. Wang, it truly is an honor to be invited here today. I read about you responding to the interview in fluent Chinese, but that really is incredible. Bravo! But you know, I can speak Japanese too, like this. Incredible, ain't it? I can even say hello. Ha ha ha! Damn, that's incredibly smooth Japanese. Definitely learning Chinese if we get back alive. Can't get by in this world if you only speak Japanese. However, Charles didn't make a fuss, but silently gazed at Wang's every movement. The key in question is in that pocket. I'll steal that key he always keeps on his body. If he finds out, it's all over. In the end, will there even be a chance to steal it? A slackening in his focus. What do you think? I know. If this were a crowd, I didn't care whose wallet I stole, then I normally remove this guy from the list of targets. Apparently Charles' instincts had already told him that Wang would be a tough person to deal with. It seemed Xiaolon's warnings were right after all. A clumsy pickpocket attempt would be spotted in an instant. The paper said your singing voice was the voice of an angel. I'm really looking forward to hearing that today. You honor me, Mr. Wang. I'll try to sing with all my heart and soul. Ah, yes, your name was Cat Rose, wasn't it? What does it mean? Orphans who grow up in the alleys. We think of ourselves as wildcats. Cats be they stray or pets never forget their pride and grace. I see. I get the cat part, but then why Rose? He knew the wandering cats were Japanese. Their songstress was calling herself Cat Rose. Wang was probably wondering if she took that name out of respect for Madame Rosa Primavera. I wanted to be like a cat that never loses its grace, even if it's wild. And I wanted to be like a rose, which never forgets its thorns even after blossoming, lovely flowers that make the heart melt. That's why I decided to call myself Cat Rose. Ah, okay. So it's got nothing to do with Madame Rosa Primavera. I know Madame Rosa's name. It's humbling to have the same name, even if it's just a coincidence. It's okay. Don't mind me. I was just asking on a whim, so forget about it. Well, the truth is that today, I'm welcoming a very, very important guest. And that guest is actually Madame Rose Primavera. Is that true? I didn't know that. She was lying through her teeth, but it was half true. After all, she hadn't learned until this morning that the day that they'd planned to rescue her father would be the day of the meeting between Rose and Wang. While it did make them feel somewhat tense, the guest list doesn't matter as far as the Wandering Dog's plan was concerned. All that remained was an uneasy feeling that any mistakes that might get Madame Rose involved as well. For her father's sake, not only was she getting her comrades involved, but now even Madame Rose. However, she wasn't allowed to get nervous. A tightrope walk 100 meters above the ground had only become a tightrope walk 200 meters above the ground. No problem. Yeah, either way, you're fucked if you fall. As she ignored Wang's pointless talking, Zhao clutched her fist. The guests were with reservations for dinner tonight would start arriving at 6 p.m. 7. For the next 3 hours or so, the Wandering Cats would be in charge of running the stage. Oh, God. Madame Rose was supposed to arrive at the restaurant at 6:45 p.m. She would probably be welcomed and right when the performance was getting fired up, during the very best part. Probably. But Zell was a little happy. Madame Rose had done a lot of help with Zell's singing lessons, and Zell had a chance to directly show off her results. Honored brother, it's about time that they start to get ready. Oh, that's right. You probably have to prepare your instruments and all that. Ah, yes. Please look forward to using our grand piano. We get it tuned every month, and we have a piano storage room maintained at the perfect humidity. Please guide the Wandering Cats to the waiting room. Very well, sir. Everyone, I look forward to a wonderful instrumental and singing performance from you. When they bowed and turned around, Wang suddenly spoke up sharply. Everyone reflexively jumped and stopped. You there. No, the short kid. Yes, you. Charles was the one he'd called to a halt. With an expression like a pigeon hit by a pea shooter, Charles slowly turned around. Did you drop something? There. Isn't that something you dropped? Dropped something, huh? You mean this, honored brother? Yes, that. Lee crouched down and picked up something that had fallen at Charles's feet. It was a tiny ball of lint, hardly worth commenting on. Such a pointless speck of trash that it could easily be explained as a bunch of lint or something that had been gathered up in a pocket. All that is just to fuck it with him. All that is. It's just trash. We'll make sure this place is thoroughly cleaned. Oh, so it's just trash. Sorry about that. I thought it'd be sad if the boy dropped something important. I see. So it's just trash. Sorry to surprise you. My eyes are starting to go bad. Thanks. Charles bowed and left the room. However, after being guided to the elevator, Charles's face was stiff with tension. So it's even worse than Jalon said. Yeah, he's seriously bad news. The lint was something Charles had dropped on purpose. Charles had noticed that he was pretty dangerous at first glance, so he dropped the lint to confirm if his instincts were right. Wang had found it on the spot. Caution, observation, instincts, or possibly a sixth sense. With an animal's nose, that it wasn't quite any of those things. He had noticed something out of place about the lint right away. Even if I did swipe the key from it, he'd notice it was gone right away, without even a few seconds of hesitation. He'd understand that it had been stolen immediately, without any doubts. That it might be his imagination or a mistake. So he's the worst and ultimate enemy of the pickpockets. Can you really steal a key from a monster like that? That's what we went through all that special training for. We've already right in the middle of enemy territory. We gotta do it. I believe in you, Charles. I'll get it done. I mean, he will, but it's just frustrating. Like, the best way is like Indiana fucking Jones. Swap the keys out. He might not notice. 5:13 p.m. Really hard, though. The performers started getting ready at the stage in the first floor restaurant. Though then you're like standing behind them quite a bit more time trying to slide the key in there, blah, blah, blah. As they check their instruments and the sound, they calm themselves down. For people as young as they were, this time spent holding their breaths in enemy territory was probably the most tense of all. Nah, the build-up's more. This part's easy. At this point in time, the Wandering Dogs didn't have guns or even a slingshot. They couldn't bring them in because of the body check. It was Jalon's job to get them those. I swear to God. 5:48 p.m. Jalon arrived at the guest waiting room, where the Wandering Dogs are. She hands over 3 guns and a slingshot. To who? Oh, thanks, Jalon. She just starts shooting everyone. Lee is the one you should be thanking. At first, it looked as though Xiaolon, a member of the GDS, had just carried the weapons in because she didn't need to take the body check. That wasn't all there was to it. Wang forced outsiders to undergo a thorough body check, even if they were members of the GDS. In other words, Xiaolon had come through via a method that avoided the body check. Xiaolon, your nimbleness is your greatest weapon, isn't it? I'm small after all. With her natural nimbleness, Xiaolon could scramble up anything and reach anywhere, like a monkey. That was the only survival technique she'd gained after living as an alley rat. Pickpocketing, purse snatching, burglary. In traffic, out of reach of the law. She would surely be caught and beaten without the trial for any crime. By mastering the art of escaping of places that adults could never reach, this small, nimble girl had built an athletic ability that surpassed those of normal people. To her, this complicated and mysterious concrete jungle was practically a jungle gym, where she could move about in 3 dimensions however she pleased. Even to get here, she hadn't used the first floor entrance, but had climbed to the roof from the outer wall, sliding through a narrow duct. It was a skill no one but she could imitate. You all understand, right? We only take these guns out at the last moment. They all nodded wordlessly. If we take these out, it's gone to fucking shit. This was a trump card, not supposed to be used. However, they didn't know what would happen. It was better to have more options. Okay, I'm going on to my next job. Thank you so much, Xiaolon. Without your help, this plan would have been impossible. You can thank me once you've succeeded. Then I'll take this many mooncakes. Xiaolon used both hands to indicate something that size of a mountain. Then she slid back into a duck and disappeared. Bye. Xiaolon was an alley rat like us, right? That's what I heard. I think she's been through a lot. It's strange. Even though we're pulling off a big job in a GDS hideout, we're being held by a Chinese girl. I don't think it matters. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, for all we know, she might have been one of our comrades. True. She fished through different trash cans than we did. That might be the only difference. Thanks, everyone. I'm so glad I met you with the wild dogs. I'll be a wandering dog all my life, no matter what, even if I die. You're not dying. Shut up. Without a signal from any of them, they held their hands out and stacked them one on top of each other. The clock was almost pointing to 6. So the curtain finally opens on the stage for the Wandering Cats. It also opens on a once-in-a-lifetime job for the Wandering Dogs. We're gonna kill everyone here. 6:31 p.m. At the front entrance of the Millennium, Madame Rose's car, driven by Wayne, arrived. Wang had invited Richard and Cyrus too, but Madame Rose had answered that she alone would be present. In fact, she'd only come with one person, Wayne, her driver/guard. While he certainly was an excellent guard when compared to Wang's castle, it was no different than being unarmed. I mean, yeah, one person. Like, just 2 people, one facing and one facing the opposite direction, you win, because you can just shoot him. When he heard about this, Wang felt respect for her. He sworn to himself that he'd give this courageous Japanese woman a splendid welcome, regardless of what her answer was. Okay. And Wang had received some information. Information that Madame Rose was beginning to make preparations with the higher-ups and the occupying forces regarding the handover of the special offers windows. Yeah, that's why he's happy about it. Fuck off out of here. To be honest, he'd been truly surprised that Madame Rose had such a courageous decision. After all, he had expected not her but Richard to make this decision after her death. However, it may not be bad if the heroine died from disease while expressing her friendship towards the GDS. Well, because then it would make it look like he's going against the will of Rose. Like, that's why you would like that. If he could quickly defy Madame Rose after her death, then the Japanese, with their weakness for what the fuck tales of loyalty and humanity, would probably respect her final wishes. Exactly, it just looks like you're a fucking jerk off. Like, dude, she literally just died and you're already trying to go behind her back and do something she didn't want to do? Crazy. Easy sympathy points. It's free. That could be used to draw a decent picture. In that case, he must appreciate her final decision and watch over her in a lovely way during her last moments. He had to make this evening a fitting one for her final night. Such a pleasure to meet you, Madame Rose, and welcome to my Millennium tonight. I thank you for your invitation, Mr. Wang. I hope this turns out to be a special night. Of course it will be special. I would be delighted if you could appreciate it to the fullest. Good evening, Madame Rose. Welcome to the Millennium. Good evening, Lee. We'll be in your care. So, come in, Madame Rose, this way. I promise that this limited time you've graced us with will shine more beautifully than diamonds. Now that's a lady of the evening for you, thought Wayne amazedly. Even though she must know how important this night would be, not only was she not tense, but she was able to smile so cheerfully. An impressive woman. Apparently the title Madame wasn't just for show. Incredible that you would actually come in with just the two of you. Is that not just a little bit too incautious? We needed 7 people for Caleb, but 2's enough for you. You are as amusing as always, I say. "6:33 p.m. Madame Rose enters the Millennium. She is welcomed by Wang's favorite, gorgeous collection of clocks. Each clock was splendidly ornamented, but very unique, with no two clocks of the same design. And yet, all the clocks showed the exact same time. One couldn't help but feel the strangeness of time and the variety of beauty. You see, when I was young, I treasured time even more than I do now. Time certainly is precious. For women, too, the fact that the time they remain beautiful is limited never leaves their mind. True, youth is limited. Look, I'm just saying, there are girls that are older than me and should have gone into that old category. They're still hot as fuck, so all I'm gonna say there. There's only a set amount of time during which you can make your dreams come true. And that time is decreasing this very moment. It's fair to call this an obsession. That's why I was extremely short-tempered when I was young. When something didn't go my way, I didn't hesitate at all. I tried to resolve it by going the shortest distance in the shortest time. Even my honored brother, a man of character, has a whole stack of short-tempered stories from his younger days. Almost like Wayne. Shut up, Chinese person. It's not always the case that traveling the shortest distance leads to resolution in the shortest amount of time. Yes, that's exactly right. After many years, I've finally come to understand that. That's why we stand here where we stand today. That's why we stand here today. We stand here today because I freely poured my precious time into the resolution of our problem. I believe I poured in everything I have to make sure this night would come. So, there's no more. Of course, I understand, Wang. Primavera and the GDS. Our countries may be different, but our desire to protect our countrymen is the same. We ought not to fight. We must put an end to this feud right away. You're a woman whose wisdom far exceeds my expectations. I believe I must be ashamed for not realizing that sooner. We're both residents of the criminal underworld. We follow our own moral code, and I believe doing so is the justice we both believe in. Yes, you have it exactly right, Madame Rose. We shouldn't fight. There should be mutual non-interference based on friendship and respect for each other. That would be best. Friendship and respect and awe, yes? That's right! After all, respect is something you feel only after understanding how scary the other party can be. She pulls out a gun and puts it to his forehead. Would be a good meme. Honored brother, could this all wait until after we have had our drinks? You're right. Come, Madame Rosa, come on in. I still hate Wang, okay? He's a large person, but God, I fucking hate him. The main hall was filled with beautiful singing and musical instruments. However, it would be hard to call these talents refined to perfection. Fucking embodied. It certainly was splendid, but because of their youth, you could see some parts that would still use polishing. However, to these executives who were thoroughly acquainted with the first-class music and had nearly had their fill with it, this youthfulness was refreshing. Each time a song ended, the guest awarded it with an applause that was soft but warm and fully felt. Madame Rose was guided into the main hall during one of such roundup of applauses. The madam and the others are here. It's for that major meeting that could end in war if it goes bad. So if we screw up, it might even start a feud between Primavera and the GDS. We won't screw up. We're perfect. We'll definitely succeed beautifully, beautifully so. Then we'll perfectly complete all our performances and leave this restaurant showered in applause. Yeah, we can do that. We can do it. I wonder if Wayne knows about our plan. He probably does. That's why this is a great chance to show Wayne what we can do. Wayne, watch and see what we can do. Fuck Wayne. Oh, do you know the Wandering Cat's Wayne? No, I don't. I was just admiring the singing. Of course this was a farce. Wayne, Lee, and even Rose knew who they were, and about the plan. Only Wang didn't know. He seemed to be happy to have invited Rose into his castle again. Dumb fuck. Scrupulously prepared plans sometimes turn their targets into the main characters of a comedy. It's a fucked comedy. Because Rose and the others had arrived a little early, there were still 10 minutes before the clocks would point to 7. Normally, they would have had a toast right away, but because of the device on Wang's treasured drink cabinet, they had to wait for a short while. Rose and the others quietly took their seats and enjoyed the performance on the stage. Get fucked. The next song would apparently be a solo by Zell. Awesome. With the spotlight shining down on her, she slowly came down off the stage. Then, displaying her angelic singing voice, she slowly walked amongst the guest seating. Yes, please. To the guest, it was a stage that was a sacred realm, and it was a and if the songstress was an angel, it was heaven, a place sealed off from this world. And now the angel had come down from such a place and was drifting among them. Her long, pretty hair was even more beautiful than when it was sparkling under the sunlight. She truly was an angel on this earth. An angel so close you could reach her if you stretched out your hand. However, the executives didn't stretch out their hands. No touching. If a worldly person touched an angel, she would be dirtied. Even though they were close enough to touch, they couldn't. I like the whole dichotomy between this and how she's been treated her entire fucking life. They were wrapped in a fragility that was like a personification of snow. Zell looked more and more divine to them, heightened their drunkenness to a peak. Because like the whole meme is that she's just a fucking whore or whatever. And like they would never, ever consider her to be this, you know, pure being, pure like snow that can't be touched. Very interesting. It's not lost on me. This was a performance by Zell alone, so the other three went back to the waiting room to take a break and get ready. Yeah, taking a break. If the four then spent all their time on stage, their endurance would wear out. So they were leaving people out now and then, so they could take breaks in turns. This wasn't at all odd for performances on a stage such as this one. But little did they know. At that time, Oliver was already heading towards the 5th floor treasure vault along the predetermined route. Zell, just keep fucking singing. Keep singing. The clocks would chime 7 very soon now.